So Diana Taurasi, one of the greatest players of all time, has retired. We're going to discuss her career and whether or not she's the GOAT. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
So, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so at the notification bell when you do. And just as a reminder, we have a brand new show that is every Monday from 6 to 7 Eastern. It's called Caitlin Clark's Crossover. We have 3 other YouTube Caitlin Clark guests that come on, and we do like a sports reporters type forum. It's a big hit on Monday, and we'll do that every Monday. So please join us for that, which is during our live show, which is 6 to 8:30 on Mondays Eastern time, except for major holidays. Okay, so the big news, which was no surprise to anybody, especially if you saw her playing the Olympics, is that Diana Taurasi is retiring. As everybody knows, she had a great college career and a very long, great WNBA career. And you could make, I think, a good argument that she's one of the top 10 college players of all time and also one of the top 5 WNBA players of all time. I also think you can make a really good argument that she's not the GOAT of either, Rob.
Yeah, she had a wonderful career. I mean, and she stayed with the same team too, which is very rare nowadays for athletes. 5 years is usually the long time that most people stay with the same team. And she stayed with the Phoenix, had a very great NBA career.
Right. So I'll start with the arguments for her because she did have a huge career. Huge. I mean, if you want to go longevity, that's your argument. I'm not making that one, but I can see the argument. But just because LeBron James continues to play great at age 39, has a longer career than Michael Jordan, that still doesn't make him better. That's all there is to it. She was a 3-time NBA champion. She had 20 seasons, 2-time NBA Finals MVP. She won the MVP only once in 2009, 11-time All-Star, 10 times All-NBA first team, 4 times All-WNBA second team, Rookie of the Year, 5-time scoring champion, and she also won 6 EuroLeague championships. So I could go on, but she was also three-time champion in NCAA with Stack Connecticut team, and she was a 1-time Player of the Year in 4 of the Player of the Year awards and a 2-time Player of the Year award in 1 of the categories.
Mark, you left out the Olympics. She's a 6-time gold medalist.
And regrettably, she was a 6-time Olympian.
Well, I mean,
it could have been a 5-time Olympian. That's what I'm saying, regrettably.
Yeah, it can be. Well, it's not really regrettably. I mean, the argument with the
one
last
was regrettable.
Well, the last one, I don't know if it was regrettable. It's just that I think it's more of a selfish thing for her. She should have just opted out and let Caitlin Clark or somebody else in, because it turned out it actually hurt the USA team, and it wasn't. They almost lost because of her, and she didn't really play that much during the Olympics. So
she started at first. And then they found out she was a defensive liability, Rob. And her playing time went down and she shot like crap. In the finals, she didn't get a minute. So it just goes to show you she shouldn't have been on the team. And she hadn't made an all-pro team in 4 years. She's never made an all-defensive team. She shouldn't have been on that team. And it was selfish of her to even ask to be on the team. And it was dumb for the committee to put her on the team. Very unfair to other players that were left off. And sorry, that's a black mark on her career as far as I'm concerned.
That's the only thing I really besides that, that's the only thing I really didn't like about. That's one of the few things I didn't like about her career is that she didn't just say, okay, I want to, it's past my time. Let somebody else go in there and do their thing. But I want to get. Instead, she went for I want to get that 6th medal. So big deal. You stood up and you got the 6th medal. But what did you do? I mean, you didn't really go out. What a way to go out, though.
Right. Well, Rob, you're a defensive-minded guy, defensive specialist. She never made an all-defensive team in college or in the pros. I don't think she was a great defender. I don't think she might have been above average, but she certainly wasn't a good defender, a very good defender. I don't think being physical is a good defender. And in fact, we'll show you a tape of what she thinks is good defense and with an interview with Kelsey Plum, which is I thought is a very interesting interview.
Well, it wasn't more of a great defense. It's more how she wanted to welcome so-called the pros, like the welcome to the league rookie type thing. So it wasn't had nothing to do with defense. It's more like kind of it was a cheap shot trying to intimidate the new player.
Okay, I'll let everybody make their own evaluation of what you're going to hear right now. You've probably seen it before, but we're going to play it.
Diana Taurasi.
Yeah.
When you hear her name,
Yeah.
what's the first thing you think of?
I mean, I'm smiling because we played them the other day. I mean, she's great, but she's an asshole.
Oh man, that's what I love about her. That's what I love about her.
Yeah, she's so funny. In the game, I got an O board and I see her, so I backed it out a little bit. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna blow right by her old ass. And I go by her. And she just took me out like flagrant foul.
Because she read your mind. She's like, I'm not having this young girl come here and try to embarrass me. Put your ass on the ground. What you mean?
I was laying my back for like 10 seconds, just laughing. Yeah. No, DT, one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I love her swagger and her unapologetic demeanor. You know,
She's been playing a long time too.
Yeah.
What is she here? 20? I know she's pushing.
Yeah.
She's coming up on that. That's a hell of an accomplishment.
Okay, so that's Diana Taurasi's idea of great defense. Apparently, that's just I'm being sarcastic, but still.
Yeah, it was. I mean, what's cool is Kelsey. She kind of knew it was. I mean, she kind of wanted to take on Diana Taurasi, and I kind of agree with a part of it, but then I'm like, still, if that was me, I probably would have gotten up and gotten in her face. I mean, any player that takes me out for no reason or wants to try to intimidate me, usually if it was me or my teammates, I always stuck up for them. Especially if it was me, I'd be like, oh, okay, you got me now, huh? You got to go for a layup one time, and I'll make sure I won't be going for the ball. I'll be going for a foul. That's how I played.
I'm into clean play, Rob. I didn't think that was. I thought it was a dirty play. It just was. It wasn't defense. It wasn't. Yeah. It's not basketball to me. You hip check. You didn't even touch him. Just hip checked her to the ground. Yeah. So that's me. But anyways.
Well, I mean, you're the pacifist, Mark. I'm more of the aggressive. Where if someone does something to me like that, I'm gonna remember that. And like, well, next time down or sometime in the game, I'm gonna give it back to you. So.
I played ultimate frisbee for 40 years, Rob. It's a non-contact sport, and it was frowned upon to purposely foul people. So that's just what I'm used to. And then, we have no ref. We call our own fouls. But like purposely fouling people to prevent a score, and think that was really frowned upon. People look down upon you. That's just my perspective. I just don't like intentional fouls, even though they're smart, supposedly, because it gives a strategic advantage. I personally don't like them. Well, Michael Jordan didn't do that type of stuff when he played.
Yeah, he did.
He might have stopped a layup or something like that, but he didn't do like a Bill and Barry thing. Was driving to the basket. He just maybe fouled to make sure he didn't, get the easy layup. But I never saw him play where he hacked the guy's head when he was driving the layup just to make a statement.
No, he never did that way. His way of doing it was like, oh, rookie, you're going to guard me? I'm going to drop about 40 points on you. That's his way. That's why he got you.
Exactly.
He did that way to you.
Every time you play rookies, you just want to fucking kill them.
And that was my advice.
Like, seriously, and it's not necessarily like
because it's so easy.
It's just physically punking them.
You already beat them up here.
I was gonna say it's this mental bullying that takes place right before the ball goes up.
Yeah.
And it happens in different ways. It happens in like, oh, you had such a great senior year. I'm about to bust your ass right now. Oh, that's great. Bye.
So she acts like she was never a rookie.
And most of the pros will say that. I mean, when you in any sport, they always go after the rookie, and there's different ways of doing stuff. Like the rookies carry their bags or something like that, or the football they have to stand up and sing their alma mater during the dinner or something like that. But on the court, that was the thing back then. It's part of bullying. But I mean, nowadays it's not really cool because it is a mental thing, and in high school there's been so much bullying now, with these young kids, and so it has led to suicide. So, I mean, like I said, we had freshman Friday in high school, and it kind of intimidate the new person, but. I mean, just you got to watch out for the mental aspect of it.
Right. So, anyways, I just thought that was an interesting thing that you did. I don't have any problem with them really coming down on the rookie hard, but to physically abuse them just because they're rookies, I'm not into that. So if she wants to cover them close, that's up to her, and try to school them.
And like I said, that wouldn't intimidate me. I mean, like I said, if she had knocked me down to the ground like she did Kelsey Plum, I would have probably gone back at her, just to prove to her, like, hey, I'm a rookie, but you're not gonna, as we say in the street, you're not gonna punk me out. So,
the last thing I want to cover before we get into the GOAT conversation was what you said about Caitlin Clark on Sports Center. And basically, what I didn't like is how she said it and the fact that she exaggerated. She said you could look like a superhuman against 18-year-olds when, in fact, because of the COVID year, she was actually playing against 18 to 24-year-olds. I'm sorry, that's a big difference to me. It really is. And she also, at the end, snidely said, and for some people, it takes longer than others. And yeah, the question was about her and Cameron Brink, too. But you could tell who she was talking about.
Right.
And then when it came, she played against Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark outplayed her every time, including the All-Star game. So it made her look bad, I think, because reality came to her, is what everybody said. And people said that when she retired.
That's what she was saying. She was saying that was her parting shot. She was, reality's going to come to her in that interview. And she found out it came back to her, Diana.
So for people to say she didn't say anything wrong, she did. She did say something wrong. It just wasn't as bad as some people thought, but it was definitely what she said was wrong. And it was almost like she was opening up the floodgate and approving, telling the league it's okay to give her a hard time, make sure she doesn't do well. And that's what they did for the first 10 games. They double and triple teamed her to make sure she didn't get off to a good start, so Diana Taurasi could still be in the Olympic team.
And they fouled the heck out of her, and they didn't call it.
Right. That was the refs, and the players. The refs didn't call it,
Yeah.
So, but here's my problem with the GOAT conversation, Rob, because I don't think you get a GOAT award just for longevity. She only won one MVP. And as I mentioned before, she didn't win any all-defensive teams in college or in the WNBA. But I'm going to stick with the WNBA. But in 20 years, she didn't even make first or second team. One MVP. Now, I know that she did have several. She came in second, twice, and third, and stuff like that. But still, 1 in 20 years for someone you're going to call the GOAT, there's nobody that would even make the conversation in the NBA that had one MVP. No one wouldn't even make the conversation. And all of them are also excellent defenders. Magic Johnson may be the weakest defender of anybody in the top 8 or 9 players. And he had a lot of steals. He was actually good off the ball. He just wasn't good on the ball because he was too tall for his position. But Jordan was all pro first all the time. And LeBron came all defensive second in the league in the voting for all defensive player. And he's made all defensive team. So did Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. We all know that Bill Russell might have been the greatest defensive player of all time. Will Chamberlain was a great defender. So was Larry Bird made the all-defensive second team a couple times. Tim Duncan made all defensive team. All the players that you think of as Kobe made 9 or 10 all-defensive teams. So those people are all in the conversations because they were great offensive and defensive players. And she wasn't.
So what you're saying is that, to be the GOAT, it's got to be all around. You have to be all around player. I mean, you got to be all around.
Right.
You have to be all around good in everything you do in the aspects of the game. That's what makes you the GOAT, not just scoring 11 million points or playing great defense. It's got to be all around.
That's my argument. And people say, well, she came in second and third. Okay, so what I did is I did MVP shares, and I looked at the MVP shares. I gave him 5 points for winning the MVP, 3 for second, 2 for third, and 1 for fourth. And when I did that, she came in tied for 7th all time with 2 other people, which would place her 8th all time in MVP shares. Is not someone I would give a GOAT when there's 4 people who won it 3 times MVPs and 4 people who won it twice, and she's only 8th. In fact, Asia Wilson and Breanna Stewart had more MVP shares than Diana Taurasi. And Asia Wilson only played in the league for 7 seasons. And she's already got more MVP shares than Diana Taurasi. I don't even like Asia Wilson. I'm just pointing this out. It's just like, okay, let's chill on the definitely a GOAT type of conversation and just say she's one of the greatest of all time. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, she's one of the greatest. Yeah, not a GOAT, but one of the greatest.
That's my take on it. I think, she was a popular player in some ways, but she was unpopular in other ways. Some people didn't like her abrasive personality. And I don't think she brought a lot of fans into the WNBA. I just don't think, other than UConn fans. I don't think she was that likable. but she was very competitive, and that's what people liked about her, and she was very successful. So I'll give her props for that, Rob.
Oh yeah, yeah, she's a good player. She's a great player.
Yeah, and but she is the only player in history who won 3 college championships by herself. I will say that.
Yeah, she did say that.
You don't know what I'm talking about. She made the quote where she said, after I won 3 championships, they put me on the Olympic team. Despite the fact that when she won 3 championships, when she was a junior, Sue Bird was on her team, and Sue Bird won Player of the Year. So she wasn't even the best player in the team for the first championship. And the next 2 years, she only won 1 Player of the Year for Universal. That's it. The other time, she only won 1 out of 4 awards because Alana Beard won at the other 3 awards. So she wasn't that dominant, and her numbers aren't even close to Caitlin Clark's. So if you want to go into college, but I'll give her top 10 in college. She was a winner, so I'll give her credit for that. So if you, I'm not hating on her. I'm just saying I'm not convinced she's the GOAT. And I think it doesn't matter because Caitlin Clark will be seen as the GOAT in 10 or 12 years anyways. She's going to have a better career. If you want, I will look. She did have some impressive years. In 2006 was probably her best year. It was her 3rd year in the league. She averaged 25.3 points, 3.6 rebounds, 4.1 assists, 1.2 steals, 0.8 blocks, 2.3 turnovers, and she shot 45% and 39.7 from threes and 78% at the free throw line. That was a great year. I think Caitlin Clark's best year will be better than that, but we'll see. And in her 5th year, she was averaged 24.1 points per game. And she actually, had some really, really good years, but she was very, very steady and consistent. And that's why people like it. So
yeah, she was very, that's why she's one of the greatest players in the WNBA.
All right. So I just want to point out some great years. So you don't think I'm one-sided on this. I do not like her personally, but that doesn't mean I can't be objective about it. I know, at least I think I can be objective about it. Maybe some people are questioning that, but I don't think so. I think it's pretty clear that I said plenty of positive things about her in this video, and so did Rob. So that's our take. Let us know what you think. And if you like this video, hit the like button. If you're UConn, you're probably not going to because you think she's the GOAT, probably. But other than that, I think you'll be with us on what I think is a balanced presentation of her career. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do. And so you're notified of our next video. And please share this video with other people and join us for our new show, which is Caitlin Clark's Crossover. It's a forum with other Caitlin Clark YouTubers. It's kind of like sports reporters, and that's going to be from 6 to 7 every Monday, except for major holidays. Our live show is still from 6 to 8:30. So join us for that. If you haven't donated to our channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video. And, wait, what am I saying? What did I say? I'll do it again, Rob. If you want to donate to our channel, you can with super chats and super thanks down below. There's a link to PayPal, and we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.